Thursday, February 28th edition of the Carolina Weather Video. I'm meteorologist Matthew East here with you. Let's start off with a look back at the highs yesterday across the region. Much more uniform than the previous day when we had that eroding wedge. You had 50s in a lot of the Piedmont, low and mid 60s closer to the coast, some 40s in the northwestern North Carolina mountains. Pretty chilly this morning, 21 degrees. Again, looking pretty icy on some of the roadways there around Banner Elk. North wind at 7 miles per hour. And look at this shot. Here's the Appalachian Ski Mountain camera there. The base of the mountain looks great. Ski conditions look fantastic. The temperature is 29 degrees. And it is going to be an absolutely fantastic ski weekend ahead with some beautiful conditions in terms of the slopes, and the weather will be extremely nice. Some snow showers from time to time and plenty of cold air for snowmaking. However often the ski resorts desire to do that. There's the radar this morning. There's been some snow showers off and on through the night up in parts of the mountains, still ongoing in some mountain spots as we speak. And you can see that, generally speaking, another little wave of more widespread snow showers heading in. And it's going to be a pretty snowy pattern at times for the mountains here over the next several days, with waves of snow moving in from time to time. Further to the north, have some lingering areas of snow and rain, depending on surface temperatures, off to the north of us and on up to the Great Lakes region too. Just kind of that big storm system gradually spinning down there over the northeastern quadrant of the lower 48. Again, I mentioned that mountain snow. This is just the next about 70 hours worth of snow totals here from the RPM modeling. And again, you notice especially those northwest and west-facing slopes picking up some decent snows. There's the setup for us. Low pressure now centered close to the Jersey Shore and pulling away. A lot of upper level energy lingering behind that, though, still kicking off some of those Great Lake and Ohio Valley snow showers. You see that batch of snow that moved through the mountains and a few sprinkles east of the mountains last night. I think today is going to be a dry day, pretty good amount of sunshine overall. Now, I'm going to get into some of the more specific charts coming up a little bit later in the video here regarding next week. But here's the European model Tuesday and Wednesday. Well, looks like I didn't. Let's see, there we go. Now we got to go into motion. The low pressure heads on over into northeastern parts of North Carolina. The green contours, that's the precipitation field you see. And again, this only goes out to 168 hours, I believe, but that is the snow that the European model puts down on the ground between now and then. Again, more on that here in just a second. Okay, here we go with the modeling, and there's some interesting things to show you, especially with that system next week. Now, this is this afternoon, the European. As we go out to 36 hours, this will be valid Friday morning. You see some energy is taking a plunge down the backside of that trough, temporarily at least a brief upper air low closing off over western Kentucky and Tennessee, and then by the time you get out to 66 hours, that's what it looks like. And that's just not a look that's favorable for a big East Coast system. This trough's just too positively oriented. Now, with that said, with all this upper level energy moving through, it is still certainly a possibility to get a few snow showers out there in a few spots, especially Saturday and Saturday night, a little bit earlier back in the Tennessee Valley, but it's just not a setup for a big winter storm. But next week, interesting on the modeling here, and let me kind of start with the European again. This is Monday afternoon. And on the European, you have two pieces of energy that are going to phase. There's one, there's the other one. And as we move out from 114 hours to 138, this will take us out to Tuesday afternoon. You can see those pieces of energy beginning to phase. And this all kind of pivots further to the south. And so here you are by Wednesday morning. Big upper level low sitting over eastern parts of the Carolinas, a little lobe pinwheeling around behind it. And then the result by 174 is that powerhouse upper level low sitting just east of the Outer Banks. So that's the European solution. Let me show you the GFS. It's a little different. Notice when this chart pops up for you, this will be 132 on the GFS. Notice you have the main piece of energy there over Missouri Tuesday morning, but really no separate piece of energy over the Great Lakes or Canada. So you don't get any phasing of the GFS as you do on the European, but you just have this one closed upper low that stays pretty powerful all the way into the Carolinas. So what does that mean? Let me show you what it looks like on the precipitation fields. Let's go to The European, this will be valid Tuesday evening, low pressure, kind of broad, entering the Carolinas. That's rain in the Carolinas at that point in time. But then as that low deepens, 6 hours later, you've kicked over to some snow in the mountains, spilling down into the foothills. And then that low pressure really strengthens and slows down as it moves into northeastern North Carolina. So that's a good thumping of snow there for roughly I-40 back to the mountains and points north. Some snow occurs south of that. And then 6 hours later, the low pressure crawling off to the east. So you have an extended period of snow for the Virginias and parts of northern North Carolina. Finally, 168, the low pressure beginning to pull further out to sea. Now that's the European solution with the phasing. So you get a powerhouse, slow-moving system. The GFS, remember there's no phasing. It's just one compact upper level low. So let's go to 150 hours on the GFS. There's your low pressure centered over South Carolina. This will be valid during the pre-dawn hours of Wednesday morning. And taking at face value there, that is snow in parts of the upstate of South Carolina, but especially eastern Tennessee into North Carolina. You go 6 hours later on the GFS, low pressure is broad and much weaker than the European, but enough dynamics there that you get a pretty good, basically deformation band of snow over a good chunk of North Carolina. 6 hours later, the band is weakening as that low pressure slowly pulls further out to sea. And I think I stuck the snow chart in here from the Zero-Z GFS. Yeah, there you go. And you notice a nice bullseye of snow in eastern Tennessee, especially northeastern Tennessee, and into western and central parts of North Carolina. So again, you have two different solutions. The models kind of get, but both the models, the European and the GFS, end up putting snow down in North Carolina, but they are kind of different paths to get there. Now, let me go back to 144. All right, this is the European model at 144. That's the operational. Let me show you the ensemble mean, and really, it's in pretty good agreement overall. And then by 156 hours, the ensemble mean is east of the Outer Banks. The operational, if you want to compare that at that same time, again, pretty good agreement. Obviously, it's a more powerful system on the operational. That would be expected most times, but the operational and the ensemble mean of the European and really in pretty good agreement. Finally, the HPC hand-drawn charts here. This is Tuesday morning. They've gone with a little bit of a further north solution. We'll see. So it's certainly something interesting to watch. Nothing to be excited about really for snow fans, but it is something that there is some potential on the table in that late Tuesday and Wednesday time frame of next week. But you're looking at a very delicate interaction of a lot of upper level features, and you're talking 6 days out. So there's going to be some changes. All right, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.